Hey, we're talking today about how to feel gratitude deeply. Now, maybe you have discovered this video because you have discovered that if you feel gratitude, if you feel grateful, you're going to feel happy. They say that you can't be ungrateful and happy at the same time. Actually, what they say is you can't be grateful and unhappy at the same time. So if you want to be happy, deliberately boost your gratitude levels. Okay, that's all well and good, but how do you actually feel gratitude? How do you feel it enough to change your life and to have the kind of life you truly want to live? Well, let me share with you some stories. Okay, welcome to Tactical Beliefs and Core Stories. This is where we look at the stories we're telling about ourselves, about our identity, about who we think we are, who we feel we are, what we're worthy of, what we're deserving of, and we change those by throwing in some tactical beliefs, some things that we would like to believe that will be constructive and help us to get the kind of lives we want. Okay? Let me tell you a little story about where I was. When the wheels were falling off of me, my life was really falling apart. I was so angry and frustrated. I was in my head all the time. My life was just falling apart. Nothing was going right. But I got to tell you, I was sure I knew what was wrong. I hated my job, and if only I had a different job, life would be better. I don't know if you've ever been caught in that same idea, that if only this one thing changes in my life, suddenly, somehow, I'm going to feel better. Well, that wouldn't have changed anything. In fact, I lost my job and started, as the wheels are falling off, my life was just completely falling apart. But at that time, somebody handed me a book on happiness, on the science of happiness. And I was so excited because there's science to this? You mean there's something I can actually do to change things in my life? I'm waiting for this next job to come along to save me, but what if I could save me now? I was so excited. Anyway, I read through the book, and the thing that stood out the most was this practice of gratitude, that you can't be grateful and unhappy at the same time. And since I finally owned up to the fact that I am really unhappy now, well, if I can truly be grateful, then I can be happy, right? Anyway, it was this amazing experience. And what they had me do was they had me do a practice of writing in my journal every night before I went to bed 3 fortunate things that happened to me. And that was supposed to boost my gratitude levels so that I could start to feel happy. Okay? And all the science was saying gratitude is the key to being in control of your life, into feeling in control, into having these positive emotions, feeling happiness, feeling peace, feeling contentment. Gratitude was the key, and I really wanted that. Well, about a week into it, nothing changed in my life. I wasn't, nothing was really happening. And I remember one night just being so tired as I was going to bed, and I dragged myself up the stairs. I'm just so tired, and I'm angry, and I'm frustrated, and it's been another hard day. And then I saw my journal, and I realized I had not written in my gratitude journal. And so I was so angry I was going to throw it. I can't remember if I even wrote anything that night, but I'd made this commitment to myself that I would write 3 fortunate things each day. I couldn't think of one, let alone 3. And I was tired and I was frustrated. I don't even know what happened that night, but I know what happened the next day because it is something that changed my life. See, I was driving down the canyon. I live up above Sundance, and at that time the road narrowed so that there was only one lane on each side going down. And if you got behind somebody that was slow, you were behind them for a long time. You've been there, right? You've done that? Well, first of all, as I'm driving down, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm not going to be tired and angry and frustrated like last night. So anyway, I'm going to look during the day and I'm going to find something to be grateful for in the daytime. And I'm going to look now and find that so I will have that for when I write it in the night. Anyway, so I'm thinking that, and as I come up to this guy who's going so slow, I'm just about to lose it. My face is getting red. My knuckles are white because I'm just so frustrated. I'm going to be behind him for 5 miles. And just really losing it. But just as I pull up to him, he pulls off the side of the road. I see my opportunity. You've been there, right? You floor it, you fly on by, and I'm thinking, ha, sucker, and I fly on by, and then I'm looking in my rear view mirror, and as I look there, I see this guy hop right back onto the road. And I realized that he wasn't just pulling over, he wasn't stopping, he was pulling over for me. I was the recipient of his deliberate kindness. And that's what gratitude is. It's recognizing you are the recipient of deliberate kindness. There's been this exchange of love. Somebody has loved you enough to do something kind or generous to you. And as I fly past him and I see that, I think in my head, hey, that's something I can be grateful for. And all of a sudden, I started to feel something because I actually did mean what I was thinking. I actually meant it. I was so thankful for that guy. I was so grateful that he was kind enough to me. He didn't know the emotional state that I was in. He didn't know how my life was falling apart. He was just doing something kind, and I didn't deserve it, but he gave that to me. And as I felt those feelings, all of a sudden, for the first time in what seemed like years, I felt truly happy. I hope you experience these same things. I hope that you can figure out how to feel gratitude so deeply that you recognize this connection, this exchange of love that has happened between you and somebody else, or you and nature, or you and God, or whatever, but that you feel gratitude. You feel grateful for this blessing that you didn't earn, that you don't deserve, but that they gave to you because they love you. When you start to feel that, that's going to be amazing. So, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to prime the pump. Do you know what that term means? When they would have these hand pumps and things to kind of pump the water up out, if it was dry, if there's nothing in it, it is so hard to get the water up. You need to have this water seal. And so generally what they would do is they'd pour water down that would then prime it, and then you could pump and water would just gush out. But first of all, you need to start it. So in order to feel gratitude, being the recipient of deliberate kindness, in order for you to do that, you need to turn the tables and you need to show kindness to somebody else. Somebody who doesn't deserve it. Maybe it's forgiveness that you're going to give to somebody. Maybe it's a kind gesture. Maybe it's flowers to a stranger. Maybe it's opening a door for somebody. Whatever it is, if you will first show kindness out of pure love, not expecting anything in return, but if you will prime that pump, you will be able to feel those feelings of joy, those feelings of love, of connection that will change your life. So here's the activity for today. And anyway, I hope you love it. So think of somebody that you have not properly thanked. Somebody who has done something kind to you. I want you to reach out to them, and I want you to send them a letter of expressing your appreciation for them, expressing what it is that they did for you, why that made such a difference, why they're such a great person, how you just love who they are. Share as much love, just pack as much love and honesty and genuine interest in them in that letter. And then if you really want to boost it, I want you to call them up or visit them, knock on their door and share that letter with them. And you can just kind of imagine in your mind, right? You can imagine yourself on the door nervously, your hands are kind of sweaty. This is like not confrontation, but this is interaction with a human being that you haven't done for a while. But as you read them that letter, and you share that love that you have for them, you're going to be priming that pump. You're going to start to feel the true emotions of gratitude. And that's going to let you know this absolutely works. Grateful people are happy people. And you have the opportunity to choose that. So as you do this, as you start to prime the pump, as you start to feel these emotions of gratitude and showing that by showing kindness to others, you're going to start to learn that you can receive kindness, you can receive generosity, you can receive love. When I noticed that guy pulled over and showed me that kindness, one of the things that came to my mind was that was such a simple gesture. I bet kindness happens to me all the time, but I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been aware of it. I haven't been conscious of what's going on around me. But as I started to practice, and you can do this too, I want you to then make it a nightly practice to not go to sleep until you write 3 fortunate things that happened to you. As you start to do that, you're going to start to condition your mind for all the good things going on in your life. And most importantly, you're going to start tapping into those deep, true feelings of gratitude, of that exchange of love for someone else. And when you feel that, you feel abundance. What are your thoughts? You've had time to think. Now it's time for you to share. In the comments section below, share your thoughts, ideas, and questions, especially any insights that inspired you to take action. Of course, the best place to take action is at scottwilhite.com, because if you join me for a free web class, I will reward you with a purpose planner so you can start each day with confidence, clarity, and conviction. Your identity is your most valuable possession. It's who you are, why you're here, and what you stand for. Choose your beliefs and pick your identity. It is choice, not chance, that determines your reality. See you next time.